First, the roof rumble. A desperate family was forced out of their home more than a year ago after a freak hailstorm. Now they're locked in an ugly battle with an insurance giant to get back into their house.
It's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace.
It's impacted our lives something terrible.
This was the nightmare hailstorm that hit on Halloween almost 2 years ago, devastating parts of southeast Queensland. At Pacific Pines on the Gold Coast, Beck Hedges-Wilson filmed the hail smashing down.
Good old Queensland!
Dunas placed over cars offered little protection. Their family home, one of thousands in the region to have its roof damaged by the hailstones.
It was really, really intense. We had people, friends scrambling around trying to cover cars.
Beck is supposed to live at the property with her partner and 2 children. Her partner owns the house in a family trust with his mother, Barbara Lamont, who is the insurance policy holder.
I'm so stressed about what's happening. It's a wonder I haven't had a heart attack over all of this. It's that bad.
The reason she's so stressed is because that hailstorm was only the start of the problems. With so many insurance claims and a shortage of roof supplies, it took more than a year before their insurer finally arranged repairs. Video captures the scene that day with a team of 16 contractors busily stripping the entire roof.
And we were advised that it probably would be more beneficial to do it in sections just to the preceding unpredictable weather that Queensland and the Gold Coast had been facing at the time. But they did just come in and strip the whole thing off within a couple of hours.
Sure enough, in the middle of a wet Queensland summer, the heavens opened once again.
I wasn't really thinking much other than really, oh crap. It was just water coming in everywhere through light fittings, fans, smoke detectors. It was pouring down walls and going through the backs of televisions.
Beck captured the scene on camera, water filling the roof cavity and leaking through the ceiling. A bathroom skylight also filled with water and slowly leaked out onto the floor. She and her family did their best to mop up the water, but it was clear they were now facing a much bigger repair bill.
Major damage. Yeah, we have ceilings collapsing or beginning to collapse. We have major water staining. We now have heavy mould issues. The floors need replacing.
It's a massive problem. The whole house is riddled with mould. The whole ceiling, the bats are all wet.
Beck and her family moved out in January due to safety concerns, with mould spreading through the house.
This whole wardrobe is actually full of mould.
The office was one of the worst affected areas. Its ceiling is now starting to give way.
So they've actually had to come back and put some, like a support beam there because it actually started to collapse.
Her son's bedroom was also badly soaked, with a bracket holding a blind falling from the soggy ceiling.
The weight of the water has actually not been able to hold the blind, so it's actually collapsed.
The insurers of the property, Allianz, have been paying for Beck and her family to stay in an Airbnb since January.
In the first few months, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like a little mini holiday, I would say, even though we had the stress in the back of our minds that the house was so damaged. But now it's like being on a nightmare holiday. We can't get off. We're stuck with none of our personal belongings other than clothing.
This long-running insurance battle is now coming to a painful head, with Beck and her family informed the insurer will soon stop paying for their temporary rental property, but the repair work here hasn't even started yet.
Their contractors were here to do a job and it was not done, and the house was damaged, to the level that it is now, and we're the ones suffering for it.
Policyholder Barbara is bearing the brunt of the stress trying to deal with Allianz. She's so angry about how they've handled it, she's filed a report with the Australian Financial Complaints Authority.
They don't want to do the repairs anymore because they know that if they do the repairs, they're liable they have to provide a warranty of almost 10 years, and they don't want to be involved in that. They're now leaving it to us.
In a statement, an Allianz spokesperson said the company regrets the delay in resolving the claim, but as it's currently being reviewed by AFCA, was unable to comment any further.
It's like they're throwing their hands in the air and saying it's not our problem, when it actually is. It's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace.
They are 100% responsible for everything that has happened with this house since the 7th of December, and they need to accept responsibility for it and do what's right. I mean, I'm the insured. I have a right to expect my house to be returned to the state it was in, and I don't expect it to take 2 years.